friends, and welcome back to the top 10 comics for this week. That's right, we're going to count down the top 10 comic books for new release day of November 5th. I'm your boy B-rad, and as always, I'm not going to give you any spoilers. If it's on the cover, we can talk about it, because obviously you're going to see the cover. So we can go that far into it, but there's no spoilers that I'm going to give you. Hope you've had a great week. As you can tell, my background has changed. I've been moving around a lot of stuff, and I'm in a new room, so I've been really busy. But hopefully this is better lighting. I think I got kind of a glare off that hutch behind me, but we're going to work on it and make it all nice. But without further ado, let's dive into the top 10. And here is your number 10 book of the week. Amazing X-Men number 2. Yep, still getting written by Jed MacKay. Marvel loves to shake things up and move release number ones, right? Over and over and over. So here's the Age of Revelation as we go into it. Yeah, I mean X-Men's kind of fallen, but this one still looks interesting, I guess is the best way to check it out. So it did make my top 10 list. So if you want to check out the old Amazing X-Men by Jed MacKay, he's always been solid, hit it up. All right, number 9. Harley and Ivy, Life and Crimes. So as you can see there, this says this is the definitive origin of DC's wildest love story. So yeah, this is being written and illustrated by Erica Henderson, and she did the cover too. So this is their baby right there is the best way to put it. Doing it all. Erica's knocking it all out. So we can pick it up, open it up, see if it's for you. But it says it is the definitive origin of DC's wildest love story. So yeah, something a little different. I always kind of accredit Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Conner with that. But you know, times have changed. We can find out what's going on and how it all started. All right, moving on to number 8. Now, I'll tell you, I thought this might be a little higher in our list, to be honest with you, but here it is. Night Fight, DCKO. Yeah, this is the number 1. Batman's doing something in the DCKO event. So I don't want to give any spoilers, like I said, but you know, we know he's got a fight. So check it out, see if the DCKO event, I guess might be the first side story, right? I think, maybe. Anyway, you can check it out and see if the Night Fight is the one for you or not. But it is our number 8 for the week. Moving on to number 7. Oh, it's one of my personal favorites. The Savage Sword of Conan. Yep, and I love these. They're just always a solid read. I enjoy them. They're big. They're fun. I don't know. I don't want to say it takes me back because they were written before me, but yeah, it is just always really, really good to see these and read these. They're always well done, or were well done and then reprinted well, I guess is the way to put it. But yeah, The Savage Sword of Conan and its giant magazine size is our number 7 of the week. Moving on to number 6. G.I. Joe, the first part of the Dreadnought War. This could get pretty cool, man. I like this cover a lot. They had some other pretty cool covers, but I like that motorcycle in the background flying up in the air and Cobras with Duke. I mean, what's going on this thing? But yeah, this is Dreadnought War, part 1 of 5. So yeah, you're going to start it. Start it now, because this is part 1 for G.I. Joe and the Dreadnought War. All right. Now, this is going to move us into the 5th most pulled book of the week. This is coming off subscriptions at your local comic book store. This is what everybody around the States and some global data has said, pull these books. So this is your 5th most pulled book at your comic book store this week. And I'm surprised, because you know it's a strong week when this title, The Amazing Spider-Man, is your 5th most pulled book of the week. Yeah, as it says there on the cover, new suit, new alien. Is this a new nemesis? We don't know. We got to read and find out. Obviously, it's giving strong Venom vibes and symbiote and all that stuff just by looking at the cover. So, yeah, I think it's going to be something cool, maybe. Some people have said this and that about the story arcs, but yeah, Amazing Spider-Man coming in 5th place this week. That's, you got a strong week because it's, let's talk about number 4. Here's number 4. Ultimate X-Men. I'm surprised that Ultimate X-Men beat out Amazing Spider-Man because this is Peach Momoko's baby. It's written, illustrated, cover art, everything. Peach Momoko, and it's definitely different. It's definitely a alternate universe X-Men. But this cover's pretty cool. I like that motorcycle. I guess that's a very anime-inspired motorcycle there. We won't get into the details there of that bike. But yeah, it's cool to see a motorcycle on the cover there. But yeah, Peach Momoko's baby comes in as your 4th most pulled book of the week, beating out The Amazing Spider-Man. I'm a little shocked by that. Oh, our top 3. Our top 3 is looking strong here. All right, number 3. Absolute Green Lantern. And right there on the cover, a new story starts here. So we're going to get into some, backstory details of the current Green Lantern and Absolute. If you want to jump on, you for some reason hadn't picked up an Absolute Green Lantern yet, Absolute titles are just on fire. Oh my gosh, DC has got a winning hand here. I don't even know if they needed the KO event. They've got Absolute titles, right? But DC is just crushing it. So yeah, if you're wanting, if you hadn't checked out a Green Lantern yet, as it says here, Absolute Green Lantern, a new story starts here. So yeah, this would be a good point to jump on. Moving on to number 2, our 2nd most pulled book of the week. Batman. That's right. Right there on the cover is Batman. You see Riddler right there. This is number 3. That is just, it's good to see a Batman title up there. This is all, of course, Matt Fraction is doing a great job writing. Check it out and see what you think about it. They're doing a bunch of variant covers still on this book. Even a number 3 still got 6 or 7 covers. I think one of them's an incentive cover. But yeah, it's cool, man. See Batman doing well. I love it. I love it. There's nothing wrong with Batman doing well. That's for sure. Coming in as our 2nd most pulled book of the week. That is strong. All right. The number 1 most pulled book of the week at your comic book store. This is what everybody's getting. Do you know what it is? You probably do. Absolute Superman. Yep. And as you can see by this tanks and fire and brimstone and Superman busting through it there is a war going on. This is an action-packed action-packed story right here in this issue, and some of the covers are just wild. There's 4 covers for this thing, and it is Absolute Superman is just crushing it. I mean, no doubt about that. Is the DC takeover. That was 3. 1, 2, and 3 were all DC books. So yeah, we know who's dominating right now. It's on fire from DC. But yeah, that wraps up our top 10. I want to thank you for tuning in and checking out these books with me. Let me know what you think. Also, we had a great weekend. I got to set up over at Crypto Comics in Powell, Tennessee. I brought some friends with me. I brought Howard Reidner, the artist from Stray Cat Studio, was there with me. I brought the horror writer James Joseph Jones set up there with us, and Crypto put on some great sales and, let us get back in the setup mode. So we're pretty excited about that. It was okay. It was pretty cold weather. It was like 32 degrees at 8 o'clock that morning, but we were getting set up, so we were moving around and staying warm. But we want to thank Rocky for having us out there and letting us have our little creator event outside the store on the sidewalk. That was pretty cool. He's got a nice overhang there for us. But yeah, we appreciate that. And I hope to see you guys next week back here and count down some awesome top 10 books with me. As always, I'm Brad Molchan. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram Hey, give me a like and a subscribe down there on YouTube. And you can always find Resolute Bliss on Facebook and Instagram, and obviously Resolute Bliss Publishing here on YouTube. We're just creators making awesome stuff, and we appreciate you checking us out. And we hope to see you back next week for a new top 10 list.